here to talk about not the SCAR-17, but what's underneath the SCAR-17. As you can see, the gun is clear and safe. It's not a magazine. There aren't any sources of ammunition on the table. We're here to talk about something pretty special. It's a product from Handl Defense. It's a lower replacement for the SCAR-17 system and SCAR Heavy system. The beautiful thing about this system is it's a billet lower made out of 7075 T6 aluminum as opposed to the polymer lower that comes standard with your SCAR-17S. The SCAR-17S lower is going to flex with the hotter temperatures that you might find, say, in places like Afghanistan and Iraq. The aluminum lower, you remove that problem. It does not flex underneath those conditions, and it's much more rigid and much more user-friendly. So the layout is pretty much the same as you would see on a standard SCAR-17. Ambidextrous safety, trigger pack stays the same, magazine release on both sides stays the same, and bolt catch stays the same. Not much has changed. The end user, still very familiar. What has changed is its ability to take a very special magazine. As you know, the SCAR-17S comes with a proprietary magazine, which is essentially a modified FAL mag. A lot of guys you've seen probably on YouTube and elsewhere, are taking their FAL mags and they're taking Dremels to them and chopping them up and to make a modify to work with the SCAR lower. And for some of you guys, it's okay. Me personally, I don't like taking and chopping up my gear too much. What Handl has done is they've taken this lower to accept the standard SR25 magazine. This is very important. Military uses the M110 platform. It takes standard SR25 magazine. This will take your SR25 magazine system. That includes DPMS, Knights, C products, Magpul, XS. A lot of other magazines will fit this system. So now instead of buying 2, 3, 4 different types of magazines for your various 308 platforms, you can now buy one. That's what's really special about this. The great thing about these magazines, I'll bring one over here, is a sample of the standard polymer lower receiver that goes with the SCAR. The color, it's very similar. This one's an FDE. All these lower receivers are Type 3 anodized. The FDE ones come with a ceramic coating, specially made for Handl, to very closely match your polymer. You're going to run into some things that are a little bit different, like the weight. You're going to get a heavier weight with the aluminum, obviously. The plastic polymer magazine, or lower receiver, weighs about 6 ounces. The Mod 1 weighs about twice that, 12 ounces. But you get some trade-off when you switch to a polymer magazine, so you get some weight savings there, and you get more flexibility. They also have a Gen 2 or a Mod 2 lower receiver coming out that's made out of magnesium, which is, I believe, 8 ounces unloaded. So that's going to be a separate review. We don't have a magnesium prototype here to work with, but we look forward to bringing that to you shortly. The range report for this lower receiver has been outstanding. The magazines cycle flawlessly. They drop free, and the flared mag well accepts magazines quickly and effectively. Like many of you, I troll the forums and check things out. I want to know what's the latest and greatest product out there. And of course, when my Handl came about with this new lower receiver, I was instantly very interested. Like any new product, you're going to have people that like it or don't like it. There have been some reports on forums about specific issues that, quite frankly, we haven't seen. We went out to the field, put over 300 rounds to this thing, this exact rifle right here, you'll see in some of the later video, and had 0 issues. We did call the manufacturer to talk about some of these issues that people have been reporting online. They say they're completely unfounded, and that if you have any problems with this lower, they will take it back. Now, we have not seen any problems, and we are trusting the manufacturer to stand by his warranty, and he will. One thing I'd like to also say about this specific platform, this isn't your AR. All right, a lot of guys, myself included, love to build AR-15s, and it's an outstanding way to get a gun customized the way you want. This is not one of those guns. This lower receiver needs to be put together by a certified FN gunsmith. This one was, and that could probably be part of the problems we're having with folks trying to do these conversions themselves. I highly recommend you get a hold of a certified FN armor, contact them, and they can hook this up for you. And I can tell you another thing too. Call Handl if you have any problems. Okay, don't contact them via Facebook. Call them, and they can ship you a new one. This isn't a firearm. This is the lower receiver. This is the register part up here, so they can ship this directly to your door. When we wanted to ask them questions about some of the problems people were having, we called them. They picked up immediately. They're local, out of Washington State, which is outstanding. And they answered our questions very thoroughly and very honestly. And they stand by their product 110%. The big draw to this low receiver is that it takes standard SCAR25 magazine. Let's see how that works. POF. Sits in nicely, doesn't pull free, drops free. Next, C products. Snaps in nicely, comes out, no problem. Pro Mag. Same issues, no problem, fits perfectly. DPMS, widely popular magazine, works just fine. Everybody's favorite, P-Mag. I have lots of these. This is the big draw for me. I want my P-Mags to work with my lower. This works great. Lastly, your Knight's armament. Fits in there. Drops free. Question's been asked. Will the standard FN magazine work within this lower receiver? And the answer is no. Once you buy the Handl, your FN magazines, if you have any, will not work with this lower receiver. And that's the way it was designed to be. It's designed to take the majority of the magazines that you'll find in the military and the civilian market and work with this platform. So like I mentioned before, this is not your typical AR-15 lower, but it still comes apart like a standard SCAR lower. Just pop out the lower pins that contain it. Slide her out, comes out pretty easily. There's your upper receiver, and here's your lower. Same exact trigger group, same parts. You can see the black Type 3 hard coat anodizing inside. One thing to note too is when you get the FDE version, they're gonna have that ceramic coating on it, which is going to add a little bit more thickness to it. So some of the parts may be a little tight at first, but they still work just fine. And then once you use it a little bit, everything breaks in nicely. Reassembly is the same way, just in reverse order. Take the lower receiver, drop it on, push down. Should be a pretty tight fit, really snug. In fact, it's so snug sometimes these pins don't want to go in, but once they get locked in, you'll notice there's zero wiggle in here. These things are tight and will not move on you. Rock solid system. On top of taking the SCAR25 magazine, you know what's really cool about this? You now have the ability to use your aftermarket pistol grips. Things like the Miad, which is my personal favorite, Ergo. They all work on this bad boy, which doesn't have to be modified like your old polymer lower. So that's an added bonus for guys that like to customize their rifles. You get this rifle tuned to the way you like it. Please subscribe to our channel and like us on Facebook and leave a comment. If there's anything you want to see, let us know. Our next review is going to be on the new SBR bag by Tactical Tailor that we're going to fit this into. We're looking forward to that. See you next time.